went to Axim to Nzima. We went to Nzima first for our own political project, which I'm sure most of you have heard. Whilst we're there, we saw from afar just its beautiful shore. So we're looking at all this nice sea. From every angle they were coming, they came there in their numbers, coming as though something was chasing them. By the time we got close, we realized that each dolphin or each fish that came there, that came, had blood. Something as though they were spilling blood, oozing from the mouth or from the ears. I can't say if it's ears, because I was too afraid to really critically look. Because the moment I saw that they were not tuna, the whole story changed for us. Some of us have seen some of these things over the years. We've seen big fish and this. So I called somebody, the person said they are likely to be dolphins. I have read about dolphins. I know that they are more like mammals that even are close, save human beings when they get stranded offshore. So honestly, at that point, we knew something was wrong. Because they are intelligent. There's no way they'll just swim to the shore like that, voluntarily and in numbers. So initially I thought maybe they had been captured and the vessel had collapsed or something had happened. So they were coming. But then when we saw the blood and everything, we knew something was the matter. That is when we saw other people coming on board. Coming from the various villages. So we decided to go and tell the chief and let them come and tell the villagers to at least hold on. So we stood there, and when we realized they didn't hear, and people were coming in, we rushed to the chief's place. By the time we rushed from the chief's palace, which is like maybe 2 minutes, 3 minutes from where the shore is, the entire place was flooded, loaded, completely. You won't even believe how people got there. The sad part is that we saw them now, everybody seems to be dragging the whales, the dolphins, from across the stones and everywhere into something. Oh, we started screaming, "Moncheyansa, you don't know what it is. Please wait. Even if it's about money and their dolphins, it can bring something to this village, because at least for the international community, they'll be interested in us saving them. And that can bring the village to the global map." So for me, no matter which angle, that was what we're trying to explain to them. They thought we're speaking Greek, you can understand. But I kept explaining. We will see them, they'll catch them. So my boys, one of them went wrong. He counted 380. 380 dolphins yesterday, not 120, were in groupings in different areas. At the point where the chief did very well, he came down with his elders, literally ran with us there, and told them that nobody should touch it, that they are going to make an announcement. I think they had even sent people to make the announcement that there's been some kind of poison or something, so that they'll be fighting. Nobody should take it. They went out there. However, they didn't. Indeed, the sad part is that Abobo yes and Pradies, Aboboya, Pradies, and things from every anthrax were coming in, and then they'll load 3, 4. Even one person, when we are trying to tell them, wanted 14,400. 14 million. Oh, mommy, fishy yenwi. We are only trying to save them. So let's give you something for your effort, and we'll keep them here until the authorities come and we know what to do. We said everything. Some of them took them before you realized you pass here, they'll pass here. You pass here, they'll pass there. We kept it until we were able to at least negotiate for about 14. We negotiated about 14 there, 2 groups. And then we said they themselves suggested that if we let them there, the town people will come and pick them. So there's a place closer to the chief's palace that has a certain, it's not too far from where they did the sea, because of the sea defense what they had done. It had some cave-in area, and they can supervise. We can then take security people, like people to watch over the dolphins there. So they volunteered, and I said, no problem. Even if any number that since you are from the place, any number you can buy, negotiate, will come back and pay you. Take them there and leave them there. So they took the 14 that we had and tied them we saw them. Then once we were leaving, because my where I was sleeping was not too far, and we had been there from like 2 o'clock to whatever time. So we decided to go quickly change into something, because I was wearing a dress that was not meant for that purpose. A white dress just meant to go see the chiefs. Just about when we just turned the corner, we saw another truck. Most of the people that Bobo Yada had left, the pradiers and things, were actually had some of them were offloading into a bigger truck. A fishmongers from every angle had come there. That's the business they do. They said these things, sometimes it happens like that, where you wake up in the morning and there are several fishes at the shore, and they even have a name for it. I'll see a film, a shia. So okay, shia now. He says where the sea and the river meets, sometimes there can't be some turbulence that pushes the fishes out. And so as far as he's concerned, so when they said that, the driver was not ready to release, take them back. We saw them, and we could easily, they told us at that time that it's anywhere around 31 or 30 something. They weren't too sure. I said, okay, no problem, because we are here. Can you go with these people? Let's go and put them in the shallow area and start to save them. Because they said if they put them and they tie them down, then nobody can come and pick them, because otherwise they might leave and go to the neighboring areas and then go. But we knew that putting them, because we tried to put some of them back in the ocean when we saw them, they would not swim back. They were just floating still around. You understand? So clearly, unless somebody takes them to the deep sea, they will still be taken by the people who had rushed there before. And that place, I don't know how many people to count, several. Whilst we're there, whilst the chief was there talking to them, the police commander came. Indeed, he thought, why are we out there when the government says there should be nobody at the beach? I said, Commander, we are not here for beach. You see the way we are dressed. We are here to stop people from taking this fish to town. And there's a problem. So you need to really come, bring your men and see how we stop them. So once I rushed into the sea to tell the people to not be taking them, by the time we realized the commander had left. I don't know how long it took him. He left. The chiefs also at a point had to leave, because the people were not minding them. They had seen a harvest, and nobody was going to convince them that such harvest should be let go. So as I'm saying, when we got to the corner and saw the truckload of the dolphins, the driver would not move. There were children there. I'm surprised this thing is not coming. You see the children. They even named us and gave us a name. Let's save the dolphins, CPP. Save the dolphins, CPP. So, I mean, no kids, they know how to. We even pay them. I gave them 200 Ghana plus a bucket. They found bucket and started, because someone told us, some white people were leaving, that if we keep putting water on the dolphins, it will keep their skin and they will survive better. So we asked them to go and pour water. So they went to the sea to be pouring water until they called the owner, because they won't let us take them. And whilst we're there were trucks that had come, the Abobo Yesh, that were floating them into the bigger truck. It didn't matter, they just offload them because they know they were going to consume them anyway. So there was any preparation or any consideration as to whether the ones down there were going to suffocate or not suffocate. They were just dumping them upon each other as if they were dead. What we will show you, they were not dead. So as the time, after maybe about an hour or two, the owner, a car came in with 3 gentlemen. And when they came off, they were the actual owners. So I took them to a corner and I explained to them. They were not ready. I said, listen, we are not here. We are not security officers. We are nothing. We are only concerned citizens that believe that something is the matter. And 2 things, whichever way, these animals must be saved, And if we can't save them, we must save our human beings from consuming them. That was most important to us until we find out why they were coming from the deep ocean with blood, oozing blood. So whilst the gentlemen negotiated, they said they are fishmongers. In fact, they told us the fact where they were taking them. That's what they do. They gave us the list of hotels that they supply fishes to. Some of them I won't mention because one of them is owned by a good friend of mine. And these are hotels in Accra as well. Sekondi, Chakra, they told us that of fish, and this is what we do. He said they've been doing for 35 years, 25 years. He even showed me, like they are known. They gave me all their nicknames. So we said, okay, here is the point. I'm not here to arrest you or anything. Can we negotiate a price? If at all, just tell me let's pay you what you paid for the fishes. And then we will take them back to the waters and keep them. They said yes, and they showed us what to do. Indeed, they were the people who actually helped, and they agreed. He said he had come from church. He had just done a contribution about for year, and so as far as he's concerned, it's a harvest that God has given him. So finally, we left there. When they told us they were safe, they would take them to a boat in a little deep in the sea, but they did not release them. We wanted to supervise their release in the morning because they have to go like how many nautical miles into the deep sea to be able to leave them there. As we're talking, by the time they got there, they called me screaming, another area, another pond somewhere, covered with black polythene bags, huge ones. They had already killed them and sorted and ready for cutting them into pieces, ready for whatever. Because that is what the people there are, the coastal belt people. That's what they do. That's what they do. We can't fault them. The women were doing their business. You understand? That is what they do. But we knowing better, we had to convince them. But that one part, I didn't even go see it because honestly speaking, I was saddened. Because I know dolphins and I didn't want to. I was even afraid at a point. And they told us that they themselves got scared because one of the fish, when they cut the head, a fish whose head had been cut, started screaming like, like a human being, and water, tears were coming. Papa said, I'm saying, I'm showing them for the fish eat me who be that. And then the amount of blood that they saw there is not the usual blood you see in the fish that they thought they had seen before. So we left there and we came the following day and arranged the boat to take them. In fact, very early, the boys, when they said some of them had already gone. Because indeed, if you see the holes that were inside their body, the pulling, I don't know whether it's because they were being pulled all the way into the tracks before we negotiated them down, but a lot of them were injured. Their skins had been pulled off. You understand? So honestly, the following day, I told the people to come. We paid them, the actual fishmongers. We gave them whatever we were supposed to give them. And then we said they should help us find the boat to take them there. By the time we got there, some of them, sorrowfully, had passed on. I didn't want to start crying because they were saying, Mami Wata, you know, Ghana. They would say, maybe this Mami Wata. So we didn't want to even say much. But we then arranged for a boat, and we took those that were alive into the deep sea. It is so important to us that we get the authorities to really, really go beyond what we see here today. Something happened in the high seas. Something, if Ghana doesn't have the resources or this thing to do it, they should find the organizations that can actually tell us what has happened. And then we should do a lot of announcement to get people to bring the fishes out, because those fishes have been hidden in places. We saw 380. By the time we started counting the groups. So it's not the numbers that has been told.